Greetings, I'm Mary Thompson, President of Mr. Rooter Plumbing and Executive Vice President of the Dwar Group. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." In this year of learning and growth, this audio learning series by Brian Tracy is a valuable resource. I hope you'll enjoy this audio learning session on management as much as I did. His focus on how to motivate, inspire, and build high-performance teams, combined with some inspiration, is just what you need as a manager to take yourself and your company to the next level. I found this particular session gave me some great nuggets on how I could best lead my team to maximum results. And after all, aren't results what we're looking to achieve? Happy listening and good learning.
Hello, my name is Brian Tracy, and welcome to this program. Your job as a manager is to get results quickly, efficiently, effectively, and at the lowest cost. Your entire success in your life as a manager, as an executive, your income, your level of promotion, your position, and everything that happens to you will be determined by your effectiveness in getting the job done in a timely fashion. In this program, you're going to learn the 21 greatest management principles ever discovered. You're going to learn how to get vastly more done than you ever imagined possible. You'll learn how to double and triple your productivity and to make yourself one of the most valuable people in your organization. Let me tell you where these ideas come from. I started off my life with no advantages. I didn't graduate from high school. I worked at laboring jobs for several years until I drifted into sales. In sales, I struggled for many months until I began asking, why is it that some salespeople are more successful than others? That's when I learned the law of cause and effect. This law says that there is a cause for every effect, a reason for everything that happens. So I went and asked one of the top salespeople what he was doing differently from me. And he told me, and I did it, and my sales went up. From that point on, I read every book, I listened to every tape, I spoke to every sales professional, and I attended every seminar. And my sales went up and up and up until finally they made me a sales manager. As a sales manager with no training or experience, I ordered people around and told them what to do. In no time at all, they all quit. I then realized that management is based on the law of cause and effect as well. If you want to be an effective manager, you have to find out what other effective managers do and then do the same thing until you get the same results. So I began at the beginning. I went and asked other successful sales managers how it was that they were able to recruit, manage, motivate, and build successful teams. And they told me, and I practiced it, and I got better results. I then began reading everything I could find on the subject. I took additional courses. I listened to audio programs. Within 1 year, I had built sales organizations in 6 countries and gone from failure and frustration to success and high income. In my 30s, I went back to school and took an executive MBA program from a major university. I invested more than 4,000 hours taking business courses on every conceivable subject. In the meantime, I worked as a manager, an executive, and eventually as the chief operating officer of a $265 million company. Over the past 20 years, I have worked with more than 500 businesses, large and small, from entrepreneurial startups to Fortune 500 companies. In every case, I've been searching for the so-called secrets of success in management. Why is it that some managers are more successful than others? What I've learned is that management is a profession. It's both an art and a science. It's based on technique and methodology. There are certain things that you can do that will bring you extraordinary results as a manager in getting the job done on time and on schedule. And what anyone else has done, you can do as well. No one is better than you, and no one is smarter than you. The reason that some managers are outperforming other managers is because they have learned what to do and what not to do. They have applied these key lessons over and over again until they've mastered them. All successful managers have three orientations. First, they are result-oriented. They are intensely focused on getting the job done and getting it done well. Second, they are solution-oriented. They are intensely focused on finding the solutions to the obstacles and roadblocks that occur all day long, rather than making excuses or blaming other people. Third, all successful managers are intensely action-oriented. They are constantly in motion. They manage by wandering around and by keeping their hands on the pulse of their departments or companies. When you get a good idea from this program, you should resolve to take action on it immediately. There's a direct relationship between how quickly you take action on a new idea and how likely it is that you will ever take action on any new idea at all. If it works, you've learned a new skill. If it doesn't work immediately, you get feedback that enables you to self-correct and move ahead. Now, let us begin. Key idea number 1. Clarity is essential. Fully 80% of your success in business and in life is going to be determined by your level of clarity in every area. Effective managers know exactly what they are trying to accomplish, and everyone who reports to them is crystal clear about what they are expected to do to achieve the overall goal. Ineffective managers are unclear about their responsibilities, and as a result, the people below them are unclear as well. This leads to enormous amounts of wasted time and effort. Here are 2 great questions for you to ask and answer over and over again. The first question is, what am I trying to do? Think on paper. Take the time to sit down and work out exactly what results you are trying to achieve. Be as specific as possible. Imagine that you are writing a final exam upon which your career depends, because it does. The second question is this: how am I trying to do it? What specific process or methodology are you using to get from where you are to where you want to go? And could there be a better way? Whenever you find yourself experiencing resistance or frustration in accomplishing your goals, stop and ask yourself these 2 questions. What am I trying to do? And how am I trying to do it? In 3,300 studies of leadership conducted over the years, they found that leaders have one quality in common throughout history. It is this: leaders have vision. Leaders can see the big picture. Leaders can stand back from their work and see where they want to end up at the end of the day. One of the most powerful exercises you can conduct with regard to clarity is called idealization. No matter what your situation, stand back and create your ideal future vision in your mind of what everything would look like if it were perfect in every respect. Instead of getting caught up in the short-term problems, frustrations, and details, keep your vision on this ideal future result. Constantly compare what you are doing today with where you want to end up. This technique is very powerful in moving you more rapidly towards your desired goals. Perhaps the best definition of management is getting results through others. Management is not doing it yourself with the assistance of the people around you. Management is getting the job done through others. And the greatest motivator of human performance is knowing exactly what is expected. As you can imagine, the greatest demotivator in the world of work is the reverse: not knowing what's expected. Your chief responsibility as a manager is to be absolutely clear about what it is you are trying to do and how you are trying to do it. And then make the job responsibility of each person who reports to you absolutely clear as well. There's a rule in time management that says that Every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. Every minute that you spend thinking through and developing absolute clarity about your goals and objectives, and then conveying them to others through discussion and feedback, will save you 10 minutes in getting the result that you desire. Clarity is the foundation of outstanding management. Key idea number 2. Competence is critical. The development of competence means that you commit to excellence in everything you do. You set very high standards for yourself and for the people around you. You ruthlessly discipline and weed out incompetent people. You commit yourself and your organization to be the best in the critical areas that are most important to your customers. This is the hallmark of the outstanding manager. He or she is absolutely dedicated to doing the job in a superb fashion. We're living in the most competitive business environment in all of human history today, and only those individuals and organizations that produce products and services in an excellent way will survive. This must be your central focus. Again, you should use the mental tool of idealization. Ask yourself, from the point of view of your customer, what does excellent performance look like? The best managers are always asking their customers for feedback and input. Both customer compliments and customer complaints are invaluable in telling you what to do more of and what to do less of. One mark of peak performance is for you to accept feedback and self-correct. Continually scan your environment like a radar scans the horizon, looking for ways that you can improve what you are doing. Look for ways to add value every day. Remember, whatever works today will become the expected norm tomorrow. And your competitors are thinking 24 hours a day about how they can beat you by pleasing your customers with ever higher levels of excellence. Set high standards for your own performance as well. Lead by example. Only ask others to do what you have demonstrated that you're willing to do yourself. And here's a key question for you to ask and answer for the rest of your career. What one thing, if we did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on our business? Let me repeat that. What one thing, if you did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on your business? Whatever your answer to that question, write it down, make a plan, set standards, get organized, and begin working every single day to perform that task in an outstanding fashion. This commitment alone can change your entire life and the entire future of your business. Key idea number 3. Identify your constraints. This is one of the most important concepts in modern management. The theory of constraints says that between you and any goal you want to achieve, there is a particular constraint that sets the speed at which you achieve that goal. This constraint is often called a bottleneck or choke point. Sometimes you can think of this constraint as the limiting factor between where you are and where you want to end up. For example, if you want to increase your sales volume, the critical constraint is the number of customers that you attract to your business. Or perhaps the critical constraint is the quality of the customers that you attract. Or perhaps the constraint is the loyalty of the customers that you attract. Or perhaps the constraint is the number of possible resales and referrals that you can get from the customers you attract. In each case, a different approach and a different strategy is necessary to alleviate this constraint. Constraints follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the constraints on you achieving your goals, either personal or business, are inside of you or your organization. Only 20% are on the outside. And this is the difference between high-performance and low-performance managers. High-performance managers always begin by looking on the inside, by looking at their staff, their organizational structure, their products, their services, their business processes, their advertising, their sales, their marketing, and so on. Mediocre managers, on the other hand, always blame their internal problems on external constraints. But this is seldom the case. Here's the question for you. What one constraint, if you could alleviate it completely, could help you move toward your goal faster than anything else? Whatever your answer is to that question, begin focusing all of your energies on relieving that constraint today. This alone could change the entire future of your business. Key idea number 4, unlock your creativity. Here's some good news. It is that, according to all the science and research, you are a potential genius. You have within you incredible reserves of brain power that you habitually fail to use. You have sufficient knowledge and intelligence right now to overcome any obstacle, solve any problem, and achieve any goal that you can set for yourself. To unlock your inner genius, you need 3 things. These are 1. Intensely desired goals. 2. Pressing problems. And 3. Focused questions. One good idea is all you need to change the future of your business and your life, and you stimulate these ideas by focusing and concentrating your mind on your goals, your problems, or on key questions. Here's a simple exercise that will change your life. Take a sheet of paper, write your current goal or problem at the top of the page in the form of a question. For example, you could write, how can we double our sales over the next 24 months? You then discipline yourself to write 20 answers to that question. This is not easy the first time you do it. Nonetheless, by disciplining yourself to write at least 20 answers to the question, you will be absolutely amazed at the quality of the answers that appear on the page before you. Once you have 20 answers, go over the list and select one answer which you implement immediately. The faster you implement this idea, the more ideas will come to you. Ask yourself this question on a regular basis. What one problem, if I were to solve it, would have the greatest positive impact on my business? Whatever your answer is to that single problem, write it down, develop 20 answers, and then take action. You will be amazed at the results. Key idea number 5. Concentrate single-mindedly. There are some skills that are helpful to success as a manager, and there are some skills that are essential. Your ability to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing at a time is perhaps more important than any other skill or discipline that you can develop in your entire career. All successful men and women have developed the ability to concentrate on their most important task and to stay with it until it's done. Unsuccessful, mediocre men and women diffuse their efforts and try to do too many things at once, ending up doing nothing particularly well. But this is not for you. Here are 4 questions that you can ask and answer every hour of every day to keep yourself on track. The first question is this: what are my highest value activities? You must be absolutely clear about the things you do that contribute the greatest value to your business and to your life, and then work on those all day long. Question number 2 is, why am I on the payroll? What exactly have you been hired to accomplish? Why do they pay you money at work? What specific results do you have to achieve day after day to continue moving upward and onward in your job? Whatever the answers to these questions, work on them every single day. The third question is this: what can I and only I do that, if done well, will make a real difference? This is one of the greatest management questions of all, and it comes from Peter Drucker. What can you and only you do that, if done well, will make a real difference? There's only one answer to this question at any given time. This is something that only you can do. If you don't do it, it won't get done. But if you do it and do it well, it can make an enormous difference. What is it? Whatever your answer to that question, this should be your top priority every minute, every hour of every day. And question number 4, the key question in time management and concentration is this: what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Every minute, every hour, there's only one answer to this question. Your job is to organize your time and your life so that you are focusing single-mindedly on that one task that can make more of a difference in your work and your career than any other task. This is the key to concentration. Key idea number 6. Have the courage of your convictions. Courage is the second most common characteristic or quality of the true leader. Vision is the first. To succeed greatly, you must develop the courage to take risks, to move out of your comfort zone, and to try things with no guarantee of success. In study after study, top managers have been found to be those who were willing to launch, to step out in faith, to reach for something higher and better, even though there was always the possibility of frustration, failure, and disappointment. Here's what I learned as a young man. It changed my life. It's this: everyone is afraid. Everyone is afraid of lots of things. We are afraid of failure. We're afraid of criticism. We're afraid of disapproval. We're afraid of financial or personal loss. We're afraid of embarrassment or ridicule. We're afraid of lots of things. But if we allow our fears to dominate our thinking, we will never do anything worthwhile. Glenn Ford, the actor, once said, "If you do not do the thing you fear, then the fear controls your life." A brave person is not a person without fear. A brave person is a person who acts in spite of the fear. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote these wonderful words: "If you would be a great success, make a habit throughout your life of doing the things you fear. If you do the thing you fear, the death of fear is certain." Courage in management does not mean jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. It means that you think, plan, gather information, and realize that it is usually safer to go forward into the unknown than to play it safe with the tried and true methods, with the products and services of yesterday. The good news is that if you act boldly, unseen forces will come to your aid. Here's a question for you. What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? If you had no fears of failure whatsoever of any kind, what goals would you set for yourself, and what actions would you take? Whatever your answer to this question, write it down, make a plan, and begin working on it today. Key idea number 7. Develop your character. Your character, your reputation, is the most important thing you develop throughout your career. Shakespeare once wrote, "He who steals my purse steals trash, but he who steals my good name steals all." Shakespeare also wrote, "To thine own self be true, and then it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man." What we're talking about here is integrity. Be impeccably honest with yourself and others. Live in truth with yourself and always tell the truth to others. Never compromise your integrity for any short-term gain of any kind. Peter Drucker says that integrity is the most required and respected quality of leadership. It is the key to rapid advancement. It is the key to earning the respect, esteem, and affection of the people around you. Always do the right thing. Listen to your intuition, your inner voice, and always do what you know to be right and good and fair in every situation. Your commitment to integrity has a direct effect on your level of self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-respect. All top managers are fastidious about developing and maintaining their reputations for high character and for high levels of honesty and integrity. Key idea number 8. Plan every detail in advance. Planning is one of the key result areas of management. Your ability to plan, to think through what needs to be done in advance on paper, is a critical skill that largely determines your entire future. Your job is to determine what is to be done. The jobs of your staff are to determine how it is to be done and where and when and with what resources. But your job, as the manager, is to determine the what of the job. Only you can do this. The key to planning is for you to be very clear about the results expected. You then make a list of everything that you will have to do to achieve those results. You organize your list in terms of priority. You calculate the resources, especially people and money, that will be necessary to achieve those goals. You then lay out this plan with such clarity and simplicity that, like a blueprint for a house, another person can take it and put it together. Your ability to plan your goals with great clarity will do as much to determine your success as any other single factor. Take the time to do it right. Key idea number 9. Organize your work before you begin. The job of organizing in management means bringing together all the necessary resources to get the job done. Once you've laid out your plan and you know exactly what it is that you want to accomplish and everything you will need to accomplish it, you then begin assembling the resources to achieve that goal or result. In organizing, you determine exactly how much money you will need. You determine the people you will need and the skills and abilities of those people. You determine the facilities and real estate that you will need. You determine the furniture, the equipment, the information processing technology, and everything else. In organizing, you then plan the work like a project, with specific functions and responsibilities delegated to specific people to be accomplished at specific times and at specific standards of performance. Planning and organizing are the critical tools of the high-performance manager, and the more you practice with these tools, the better you get and the more results you accomplish. Key idea number 10. Staff properly at every level. This is where the rubber meets the road. Fully 95% of your success as a manager will be determined by the people that you select or keep to help you to do the job. As it happens, most people promoted into management have never been trained in the processes of effective interviewing and selecting of staff. As a result, most staff selection is done on a haphazard and intuitive basis. But today, with talent at a premium and competition at the highest level of intensity ever, you have to be able to make good staffing decisions from the very beginning. You have to be able to hit the ground running. The very best way to hire a person is for you to sit down with a piece of paper and write out a list of all of the qualities, characteristics, and abilities that the ideal person would have before you begin the job search. Review your list with other people and make additions and deletions until it's complete. Then, you begin your process of selection by comparing candidates against the list that you have developed. This exercise alone will dramatically increase the quality of the people you select. By the way, one of the major reasons for failure in management is the inability to replace an incompetent person for fear of hurting their feelings. If you have a person on your staff who either cannot or will not do the job, you must act quickly to replace that person with someone who will. This is a chief responsibility of management. Key idea number 11, delegate effectively. This is another area where very few managers get any training, but the art of delegation fills many books and has been written about extensively in hundreds of articles. In fact, your ability to delegate effectively is the key to success as a manager. Without the ability to delegate well, you have no future as a manager. You must eventually go back to the ranks. A person who cannot delegate must be replaced by someone who can. Fortunately, you can learn to be excellent at delegation. The keys to it are quite simple. Here they are. First, think through the task that needs to be done in advance of delegating. Second, select the person to do the task carefully on the basis of his or her previous experience and current abilities. Third, discuss the task thoroughly with the other person and get the other person to feed back to you what they perceive the task to be. Fourth, offer to help the individual in every way possible with people, money, and resources to do the job. And fifth, remember that delegation is not abdication. You are still responsible. Arrange to check with the staff members on a regular basis to make sure that everything is proceeding according to plan. Poor delegation has led to the defeat of great armies and to the collapse of great enterprises. Delegate carefully. Delegate patiently. Delegate thoroughly. Delegate with care and sensitivity. And study delegation as a part of your professional development for the rest of your career. Key idea number 12, inspect what you expect. Once you have planned and organized, staffed and delegated, you must supervise your people to make sure they get the job done on time and on budget. The very best supervision today is called management by wandering around. This is where you spend 75% of your time amongst your people, talking to them, asking them questions, getting feedback, and making suggestions. All the best managers are visible most of the time to their staff and always available if their staff members have a problem or a question. The best managers manage by objectives. Each person knows exactly what he or she is supposed to be doing and to what standard and by what deadline. The manager then asks on a regular basis, "How's it going?" The manager positions himself or herself as a helper, as a teacher, as a resource whose job it is to help the employee get the job done. The manager is continually looking out for his or her staff to make sure that they have what they need to perform at their best. Perhaps the most important thing you do as a manager is to continually encourage and motivate your staff. Tell them that they're doing a good job. Thank them for everything and anything they do that is all out of the ordinary. Smile at them when you see them and listen to them carefully when they talk. Praise them in front of others and at staff meetings. Create an environment where people feel terrific about themselves. This is the key to great supervision. Key number 13. Set standards of performance. You've heard it said that what gets measured gets done. People cannot hit a target they cannot see. One of your chief responsibilities is to set clear, measurable standards of performance that everyone is aware of. Set schedules and deadlines for reporting and completion. Set quotas and targets for sales volume and numbers. There are certain things that only you can do as the manager. One of these responsibilities is for you to be absolutely clear with each staff member about exactly what is expected from him or her, how it is to be measured, and when it is to be done. People work the very best in a climate of complete clarity about their responsibilities, and it is your job to create this climate. Key idea number 14. Keep everyone informed. People who get paid more and promoted faster are almost invariably those who report with greater clarity and regularity on their activities to the people around them. It's not enough for you to do a good job and get results in a timely fashion. You must pass this information on quickly to the people whose opinions are important to you, especially to the people above you. Senior managers have what is called a no surprises policy. The people above you do not like surprises of any kind. If something happens out of the ordinary, especially a problem, tell them quickly and clearly what has happened and what you are going to do to resolve it. Keep your staff fully informed about what is going on in the business. This is a key to building and maintaining loyalty and motivation amongst your team. Here's a key point. Your boss is either a visual or an auditory person. This means that he or she likes to be reported to in a visual or an auditory manner. A visual person wants everything written down. An auditory person wants you to tell them aloud. Find out which way your boss prefers to get information. Then, forever after, make sure that you report to your boss in the manner that your boss is most comfortable receiving information. This can make an enormous difference in your career. Key idea number 15. Focus on high levels of productivity. This is a key result area of management. You are responsible for getting the job done, whatever it is. In its strictest terms, productivity means continually looking for ways to increase the level of outputs relative to the amount of inputs, or to increase the quantity and quality of products and services being produced while holding the costs of this production constant. To maintain and increase high levels of productivity, you must be continually looking for ways to get the job done faster, better, cheaper, easier, and more efficiently than ever before. You must instill a culture of continuous improvement in the staff around you. Every day and every way, you and everyone else must be looking for ways to do the job quicker and better and cheaper. The 3 R's of higher productivity are reorganization, re-engineering, and restructuring. Reorganization requires that you are continually moving people around so that they are getting more and more done of higher value tasks. Re-engineering means that you are continually analyzing the process that you use to get results and simplifying this process so that it is smoother and more efficient. Restructuring requires that you continually move your most important people and resources to those areas where they are producing the highest value products and services for your customers. The more productively you organize the work, the more motivated people are to do the work. And the more motivated they are, the more they produce, and the better you look as a manager. Key idea number 16. Dedicate yourself to customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the axle around which the entire organization turns. We have today entered the age of the customer. The customer today is more demanding, more impatient, more knowledgeable, more sophisticated, and more disloyal than ever before. For you to maintain high levels of customer satisfaction, you must be focused on customer satisfaction every hour of every day. By the way, your customer is defined as anyone who depends on you or anyone that you depend on for rewards, security, satisfaction, and fulfillment of needs. By this definition, your boss is your customer and probably your primary customer at work. Your coworkers are your customers. Your staff are your customers. And of course, the people outside your organization who use your products and services are your most important customers. There are 4 keys to customer satisfaction. The first level is where you meet customer expectations. This is the bare minimum for survival, but not for long in this hotly competitive market. The second level of customer satisfaction is where you exceed customer expectations. This will give you an edge over the businesses that merely meet customer expectations, but it is an edge that will not last for long. The third level of customer satisfaction is where you delight your customers. This is where you do something that brings a happy smile of pleasure and surprise to their faces. It is something beyond expectations that causes them to like and respect you and your business more than ever before. The fourth level of customer expectations is where you amaze your customers. It is at this level where you do things that cause your customers to become loyal to you for long periods of time. Everybody in your organization should be looking at ways to exceed customer expectations, delight customers, and amaze customers. And it is in delighting and amazing your customers that you guarantee a great future for yourself and your business. Key idea number 17. Strive for high profitability. Your ability to influence the profitability of your company is the critical determinant of your success in that business. You must continually be looking for ways to improve the bottom line in some way. The people who make the decisions about your future are more impacted by your personal effect on profitability than by anything else you do. There are 2 ways to increase profitability. First, you can increase revenues, holding costs constant. Or second, you can decrease costs, holding revenues constant. Your job is to look for ways to do both at every opportunity. Look for ways to produce the product or service and get the job done cheaper, faster, and better. Question every expense within the organization. Be frugal in all of your management decisions. Treat every dollar of the company's money as though it were coming out of your pocket personally. The key to success in business is high and increasing sales. Continually look for ways to sell more of your products and services to more people, to sell more of them to each customer, and to build repeat and loyal customers. The more influence you can have on the bottom line, the more you will be paid and the faster you'll be promoted. Great idea number 18. Commit to quality in everything. We talked about personal confidence earlier. Quality is something else. Quality has to do with developing an area of excellence, a competitive advantage of your product or service that makes your product or service stand out from all other rival offerings in the marketplace. The very best research you do is to ask your customers how they define quality in terms of your products and services. Many individuals and organizations concentrate on improving quality in areas that the customer doesn't care about at all. So ask your customers why they buy from you rather than from someone else. Then, whatever the reason, focus all of your energies on getting even better in that key decision area. Set not only standards of performance in your business, but standards of excellent performance. The highest profit companies, based on more than 20 years of research, have a reputation for quality products and services that is greater than their competitors. And quality of products and services includes 2 factors. First is the product or service itself. And the second, and often more important, is the way that the product or service is sold and delivered by the people in the company. The very best companies sell not only good products and services, but they sell them in a warm, friendly, cheerful, and customer-oriented way. So should you. Look around you and ask yourself this question. What one area, if we were the absolute quality leader in that area, would have the greatest impact on the future of the business? Whatever your answer to that question, focus your energies on becoming absolutely outstanding in that one product or service area. This could change the entire future of your business. Key idea number 19. Concentrate on continuous improvement. Organizational development requires and embraces all of the factors that go into building a company. It includes the selection of products and services, the decisions about particular markets, the scope of activities of the company, the recruiting, training, and management policies of the people in the company. Organizational development refers to the decisions with regard to leadership and strategy, finances, labor policies, internal culture, and many other things. An exercise that we do regularly in strategic planning is to ask the top team of executives to describe the company as it would be if it were perfect 5 years from today. We then go around the room and idealize by writing out how the company would look and how it would be talked about in 5 years if the company were the finest company in its industry. Once we have a series of clear definitions of the ideal future vision of the company, we then organize these ideas by priority and begin developing plans. We begin strategizing on how we could change and develop certain parts of the organization to be sure that in 5 years these goals are realized. Practice zero-based thinking in everything you do as a manager. Continually ask yourself the question, if I were not doing this today, knowing what I now know, would I start it up again today? This is one of the most important managerial thinking tools I've ever discovered. Continually draw a line under all your previous decisions and evaluate what you are doing today on the basis of the way the situation is at this moment. Is there anything in your life or business that you are doing today that, knowing what you now know, you wouldn't get into? The fact is that about 70% of your decisions, on average, will turn out to be wrong in the fullness of time. The decisions, when you made them, may have been excellent in every respect, but because of the incredible turbulence in today's world, the information upon which you based the original decision has changed. Many things have happened. You have learned new things about people, situations, products, services, and markets. In order to stay flexible and creative, you must be willing to let go of the old in order to embrace the new. You must be willing to practice creative abandonment with old ideas that are no longer valid in terms of today's reality. Jack Welch of General Electric calls this the reality principle. He says that you must see the world the way it really is, not the way you wish it were. He always begins a problem-solving meeting by asking the question, what is the reality? He then forces everyone to be absolutely clear and honest about the reality of the current situation. It's only from that point forward that intelligent decisions can be made about the future. The question is always this: do you want to be right, or do you want to be effective? Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye focused on the results of sales growth, quality, profitability, and share price, and be willing to question everything and anything that may be standing in the road of your getting the results for which you're responsible. Key idea number 20. Innovate continually. The most important single resource in your business is contained between the ears of your people. We have moved from the age of manpower to the age of mind power, from the age of brawn to the age of brains, from the age of doing to the age of thinking. The quality of your thinking and the quality of the thinking of the people around you determines your results and effectiveness more than any other factor. Today, your ability to attract, nurture, and develop talented people is the most important single thing you do as a manager. And your ability to get the very most out of yourself is the key to your getting the very most and best out of the people around you. Invest time and money in research and development aimed at creating new products and services. Most of the top companies aim to have 20% of their revenues coming each year from products that have been developed in the last 24 months. Continually think and plan as though your best-selling product or service was on the verge of becoming obsolete and knocked out of the market. What would your follow-up product be if that were to happen? Hold regular brainstorming sessions with your staff. Here's how you do it. First, agree to a simple question that you write on the board or on a flip chart. Second, take 15 to 30 minutes and concentrate on generating the greatest number of creative ideas to solve that problem or achieve that goal. When you hold regular brainstorming sessions with your staff, you will be absolutely amazed at the incredible ideas and insights that average people have that can move your business forward at a rapid rate. Keep asking yourself, if we were not now doing it this way, would we start it up again this way? You can ask yourself, could there be a better way to do it than the way that we're doing it currently? Look at your most successful competitors and find ways to copy their most successful practices. Benchmark your performance against the performance of the most successful people in your industry. Set high standards for yourself and continually look for ways to meet and exceed those standards. Ideas and innovation are the keys to the 21st century, and they are the critical determinants of your success as a manager. Key idea number 21. Build your people. Your ability to attract, build, and keep good people is the most important single determinant of your success in management and leadership. In America today and throughout the world, the very best companies have the very best people. The second best companies have the second best people. The third best companies are on their way out of business. There are three basic fundamentals to building a peak performance team in your company. They are, first, select carefully, as we have discussed. Second, train them thoroughly. You cannot expect people to perform at high levels unless they have been thoroughly and continually trained to perform at those levels. And third, manage them professionally. The very best managers in every organization practice what is called hands-on management. The very best managers are totally involved in the interactive process between themselves and their people. They are continually talking to their people, asking questions, getting feedback, giving advice and encouragement. They spend fully 75% of their time or more moving among their staff and helping them to do their jobs more effectively. The key to people building is for you to create a work environment where people feel terrific about themselves. Your job is to create an environment where they continually tell each other that this is a great place to work. The key to people building is for you to build high levels of self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride in your people, and in everything you do and say. This is perhaps the most valuable and important contribution you can make to the long-term health and success of your business. Let me summarize this program with a couple of final thoughts. First, this is the very best time in all of human history to be alive. There are more opportunities and possibilities for you to move up through the ranks of management to leadership than have ever existed before. In this program, I've touched upon 21 of the most important practices of highly effective managers. You should listen to this program again and give yourself a grade from 1 to 10 on how well you think you are doing in each of these 21 areas. Your weakest important skill holds you back from using all of your other skills at their highest level. Your job is to identify the areas where you are weak, where you could improve, and then develop a plan to get better in that one key area. When you hear a lot of good ideas like this, your natural tendency will be to want to begin improving in a whole lot of areas at once. But this is counterproductive. It's much better for you to pick a single skill area where you feel that you can make a significant difference, and then to concentrate on that one skill until you've mastered it. Remember, the most important quality of effective managers is that they are action-oriented. When they think of an idea or see an opportunity, they take action on it immediately. When they hear a good idea, they move quickly. They have a sense of urgency. They have a bias for action. They practice fast tempo in everything they do. And so should you. The primary reason that people do not grow in management is that they don't try anything new. They get stuck in a comfort zone. They keep doing things the same old way and wonder why they're getting the same old results. Your job is to review this program on a regular basis, take a single idea each time that you feel can help you the most, and then implement it immediately. Do it now. Move fast when the idea occurs to you. Here's the good news. The faster you move, the more energy you have. The faster you move, the more feedback you get. The faster you move, the better results you get, and the better you feel about yourself. The faster you move, the greater an impact you have on other people. The faster you move, the more confidence and courage you have, and the faster you become one of the outstanding managers of your generation. Good luck. Congratulations on completing this program. You are taking important steps toward reaching your full potential and achieving all of your goals, and you should be proud of yourself. Most people never do this in their whole lives. Remember, the world belongs to those who reach out and grab it with both hands. It belongs to those who take action and do something, rather than just wishing, hoping, planning, praying, and intending to do something someday when everything is just right. Remember what they say, though, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Completing this program is half the battle. Now it's what you do with the knowledge that really matters. It's time for you to take action right now. You have the tools, techniques, and strategies that you already need to become more successful. So take action and apply them. That's the great difference between success and failure. Successful people are intensely action-oriented, and failures always have a reason not to get started now. All successful people have that one thing in common. They take action immediately. So don't be fazed by the size of your goal or the amount of time you need to accomplish it. It is always time for you to get going and start moving toward your goals. Remember, action is always better than inaction. The Confucius saying, "A journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step," simply means that great accomplishments begin with your willingness to step out boldly, in faith, in the direction of your goals. Here's one of the most important things I've ever learned about success. Take the first step. The first step is always the hardest because you have to break out of your comfort zone and break away from old patterns. So, if you've had any ideas at all from this program, take the first step immediately, and you can always see the first step. Just do one thing, do anything, and that will be good enough to get you started. Now, I'd like to give you a free gift as a way of saying thank you for being a loyal supporter of mine and a determined continuous learner. So find out what I've been working on lately and receive your special at www.briantracy.com/learner. That's www.briantracy.com/learner. Just go there right now and see what I've got for you. Thanks again for listening. I look forward to talking to you and maybe even seeing you soon.